What is up, guys? Welcome to another lovely episode of Psycho Gamer. I am your host, Aubrey. Today we are going to go over Arcade1up new cabinets. So Arcade1up has announced some new cabinets that I think some of you guys are really going to like. So give me a like, give me a subscribe if you want to stick around, and we're going to talk about it right after this. Welcome back, guys. Like I mentioned before, we are going to go ahead and go over not one, not two, not three, but four new arcade cabinets by Arcade1up. Now, as many of you know, I ended up buying the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade cabinet just a couple months ago, and I did a live stream for you guys to put it all together. Well, I've been keeping track of Arcade1up a little bit, and they've just announced four new games, and we're going to go over those right now. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to my actual screen here. And these are the new ones that have been announced. You have the new Miss Pac-Man arcade machine. You actually have one of their first pinball machines that they've actually announced, which is really cool. You have X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and you're going to have Big Buck Hunter Pro, which looks to be one of their first ones that's actually going to have a gun involved, so you can go ahead and bag a deer or two. So we're going to start with the Miss Pac-Man over here. The marquee is looking beautiful, and this looks like it's going to go ahead and come with four different games on it. So you are going to have the classic Miss Pac-Man, which for me, I love Miss Pac-Man a lot more than I like the regular Pac-Man. I think it's a little more fast-paced, and for me, it's just a little more fun than the standard Pac-Man was. You have Galaxian, while it is not Galaga, which I know a lot of people would prefer Galaga. Galaga was also released on a previous release, I believe, with one of the Pac-Man cabinets. You have Pac-Mania and Pac-Man Plus. I have not personally played those that I can recall. I will have to go around and see if I can look at them and see if it was something that I'm familiar with playing in the past. But looking at it, they are going to have the 2-foot riser that's going to come with it, much like I had with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, as well as many of the other ones that they have. So if you're taller than, say, 4 feet tall, it's going to make it a little more comfortable for you to play rather than having to get some sort of a stool. And if you want to get a stool, you would have to get a custom-made one, because many of these arcade machines don't have one that can match what you're getting. We're going to go back to the pinball machine. Now, it doesn't look like a traditional pinball game. So from what I understand from looking at it, it is going to be like a digital arcade. It's not going to be a full-sized one. It is going to be small enough for you to be able to put it in your man cave or she shed or whatever it is that you're going to have that is going to work best for you. It is still going to have four legs, and the marquee all the way around, the marquee at the top is really, really cool. The art around the edges are pretty common for what you're going to find in some of the Arcade1ups, but the art is still going to be amazing. So if you're going to want to get yourself your own personal pinball machine without having to go pay thousands of dollars for a gigantic thing to be put in your house, this will probably be a really, really good option for you. We're going to go back here. Now, one of the big ones that a lot of people are drooling over right now is X-Men vs. Street Fighter. X-Men vs. Street Fighter is huge, but it's not just that one game. You are also going to get X-Men Children of the Atom, which I personally loved playing that in the arcades, as well as on the consoles, but more in the arcades more than anything else. You have your X-Men vs. Street Fighter, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, and this is the big one, Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom has had a huge following since, I believe it was the original PlayStation when the first game came out. I know Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was huge when it came to originally being out on the Sega Dreamcast and was released later on for some of the other game consoles. I believe it was re-released on the PlayStation 3. So those games are going to be great. Now, a lot of people always wonder about the buttons because it seems like that's one area where Arcade1up kind of falls flat on, is some of their button styles, their arcade sticks. So there's probably going to be a lot of modification options for these. So just kind of keep your eyes open for those upgrade abilities. And the last one they are going to have is going to be Big Buck Hunter Pro. So I'm not one that normally would play these particular games, but I know there are a lot of people that would go to the arcades and play these. So Big Buck Hunter Pro comes with Big Buck World, Big Buck Hunter Open Season, and Big Buck Safari Outback. So you're going to be able to, I guess, go and kill a lot of different kinds of animals, whether it's deer, like maybe you're going to be able to go and shoot some kangaroos. I don't know. But all I know is the arcade machine itself looks really good. The marquee at the top actually looks really cool. I don't know if it's going to be where it's going to light up. Some of the newer ones are starting to be released with the light up marquees, but not all of them are having that option, unfortunately. So hopefully they do some adjustments to make it where people will be able to look at it a lot nicer. But myself, I am looking forward to the Miss Pac-Man case and the Miss Pac-Man game as well. Even if I don't play the other ones, will it be worth the $300-400 for me to buy it? It might be worth the $300-400 for me to buy just that particular game, because I have always wanted to get that game in some sort of an arcade machine. I did have a friend in Alabama when I lived there many, many years ago who had this exact full arcade machine. However, his had a turbo button on it, which was pretty freaking cool. I'd never seen one with a turbo button. That's the only one I ever remember seeing that had one. So if you guys ever played one that had a turbo button, just go ahead and put it down in the comments before and tell me about your experience with either Miss Pac-Man or any of these games, and what you remember from your childhood or going to the arcades about this. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you loved the content. Remember, don't forget to give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I like the thumbs ups. However you want to say that. But anyway, next time, guys, we're going to have some great stuff. But until then, guys, game on.